we all know that she's a crybaby. She's just getting out because she was hit every time. And actually, I was just getting tired of the game, so that's why.
Hey, Overland Travel Adventures, we are leaving Cinque Terre and headed to Milan via Levanto, and then we'll go from Milan over to Venice. We have arrived in Milan Centrale, and we're going to take the train to Venice. So when it rains, it's going to go down in here, filter it with sand, and then you have your well right here. On our very first gondola ride.
Bu, dove tocca morire? Qua. Campo San Boldo.
and they're made by my friend. Oh.
This is a world famous bookstore, the best bookstore in the world, supposedly. Hey, Overland Travel Adventures, we made it to Venice, and it is crowded. It's a little warm today, but we're getting a nice breeze off of the lagoon. These are the 4 Roman guys they stole. We're at the gate to the city right here. So we just connected with Ugo to take us on a walking tour of Venice, and this is one of the Leonardo da Vinci exhibits, and this is also where they filmed the scene in Indiana Jones. It was a librarian there where he came down from this direction and then came into this decommissioned church.
Because the bridges didn't have any railings.
Oh.
So they used to have these games like between different islands where people, the aim of the game would be to push people off the bridge into the canal. Navigate through the extreme shallows of the lagoon, so perfect for fishing in the lagoon.
Would they use an oar with this? Or?
You can use 2 or oars, or even just one. It is quite heavy, but you can also attach an outboard motor. And people would escape to these kind of cities and towns that were surrounded by a medieval wall. But in this area of Italy, there weren't enough of them. There's some fantastic battles here before the Navy was established, and it was back then they were much shorter, probably because they died or whatever. And there was these bunch of them on rafts, and these huge galleons came in from the Adriatic, these huge seaworthy vessels. And they came in, as soon as they came in, they came across this island called Sant'Erasmo, which is like a farming island basically. And they warship full of warriors and full chain mail and everything. And they saw this old lady, and they said, "Excuse me, old lady, which way to San Marco?" And she was just planting artichokes or something. She said, "Oh, just keep going." And so they went over past the San Marco, and then they saw these rafts of these kids kind of enticing them. So what did they do? They went straight for them, thinking, "Oh, we're just rambling." And then they're bogged right up close to them, too close to shoot the cannons at them. So what did these warriors, full of testosterone and energy, what do? They think, "Oh, I'm going to just jump out and walk over to you and dunk you on the head, and it's going to be an easy victory." Of course, they didn't know. As soon as they jump out, boom. So inside the water, sort of the opening, there's thousands of these perfectly preserved bodies in full chainmail and everything. Here, there's no fresh water underground. So where does the water come from? They are. It's a clever one. Well done. Where'd you hear that one from? I met a woman today. She lives in one of these palaces, and she told me that her well for her palace is in a museum in Paris. And she thinks she's going to fight the museum to get it to come back. People around a little bit, putting people in certain areas. There was a large Jewish community developing here, and so that they were then relocated to a much smaller island in the Canaleggio district where we are staying, and there they established the first Jewish ghetto in the world. It was, prior to that, it was already known as the ghetto. So when you go there, you have Ghetto Nuovo and Ghetto Vecchio, old and new ghetto. And that's because in that area, Canaleggio, was the workshop of Venice. So you had all the lots of timber yards, artisans, ironmongers. There was actually a cluster of ironmongers on a couple of small islands. And what they do is they have this chocolate called gianduotto, which is it's kind of like a hazelnut chocolate, but it's very soft. If you sort of warm it up in your hand a little bit, like obviously in the wrapper, you can put it on your lips like lipstick. It's so soft. And here you can get a cup of it, like a chunk of it, with some whipped cream.
Oh, wow.
It's really good. If you don't know what else to do.
It's a gondola workshop. This is the music school. It's still being used here in Venice. Very cool building that just shut down for the day, so we can't go inside, but that's what it looks like outside.
Something like Venice Art Android, so it's My Art Guide Venice.
Okay.
Pink symbol.
Right near the Rialto Bridge.
from here you see the sign, Rosticceria.
Yeah.
This is the equivalent of the Venetian diner that my Venetian friends, their grandparents would go there.
Oh, yeah.
And in there, what they have is they have the best fried mozzarella in Venice. So it's these kind of two slices of mozzarella deep fried. Inside you can either get like ham, prosciutto, or you get an anchovy. And they are so greasy, so good.
This is an old Germanic building and was a post office. And now it's just a shopping mall, and you can go to the top.
Vino vero, like real wine. They don't do anything funny with the wine.
No water in the wine?
No water in the wine, no nothing else. And they have, the thing about cicchetti, it's tasty food on bread, but a lot of the bread's kind of stale and crap. They have really nice tasty bread. Get your drinks from there, and you come and sit out here. And then the next one, of course, you have the
Oh, yeah.
and there you have the bars. That way used to be canals, filled in by Napoleon. And so, for example, from here, if you walk down Strada Nuovo, yeah, here's a kind of a triangular shaped square. It's just easy to raise your. Oh yeah, we're there. And you go over this bridge, and then you're on this Fondamenta Ormesini, and then over this bridge it becomes Fondamenta Misericordia.
Okay.
But everybody knows it as Misericordia. Here's bars, restaurants. You go further over this way, it becomes more quieter, more local. But over here, near the Scuola Grande della Misericordia, that really big building that I was telling you about, over here is called Vino Vero, that very good wine bar.
Okay.
But there's a couple of places that are very good there, and you just work it out yourself, which one you prefer.
And then it's pretty easy to come back.
And then it's easy to come back. But that's something good to do one of these evenings.
Okay.
Best place to get a glass of wine and get some tapas. Yep. Cicchetti.
Oh. Really good.
We're in the ghetto, and this is one of the famous canal areas with amazing bars and restaurants along it.